Well, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to our Jupiter-Mercury mutual aspect video today. And this video simply is about when Jupiter and Mercury are 7 houses apart. When they're 180 degrees apart and they're both looking at each other from certain houses. So like if Jupiter is in the 1st house, Mercury is in the 7th house, that's a mutual aspect. And obviously, if you do not know if you have this mutual aspect, what degrees they're at, because you want to see if it's a tight mutual aspect, loose mutual aspect, because their degrees will also matter, and all your other astrological information for that, check out the links here and check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects at the Speed of Light, including all my consultations here at this link. So today we are discussing the teacher guru. Not the teacher guru. The teacher, the guru, the preacher, Jupiter. Jupiter is also knowledge. Jupiter is philosophy. It's the written law. Jupiter represents our morals, our certain belief system that we go by, whether it's good or bad. That's not the point. It's just our belief system. It's how conventional or unconventional we are. So this becomes very important here. And then you have Mercury. Mercury is kind of like Jupiter. He's like, just think of Mercury as the assistant to Jupiter. If Jupiter is like this college professor, Mercury is a high school teacher. If Jupiter is higher philosophy, Mercury is the local news. What's happening now? How to deal with your debt. Jupiter will be like how to deal with your emotions, how to deal with your depression. Mercury is like how to deal with your debt, how to deal with your bills. Mercury is the more logical, analytical part of that Jupiter energy. Mercury represents announcing things like marketing, sales. Jupiter is the one who creates that announcement. You see the difference? Jupiter is will be the one who will write what to market. Mercury will be like, hey, everybody look at this. This is what you guys need to pay attention to. This is marketing. So the idea that intelligence is Jupiter and ability to get that idea into the real world is Mercury. And Mercury, it doesn't have any fixed belief system. Mercury is more liberal. Mercury wants to just learn this, know this. Mercury is very curious. As many people think that Mercury is debilitated and exalted, Mercury is never really damaged in any sign as much. I mean, I can tell you just from my doing career consultations, I come across such intelligent people who are in physics, who are mathematics, they are engineers with Mercury in Pisces. Mercury is debilitated, right? No. Mercury becomes curious in Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Virgo. He simply reacts with his energy. So Mercury is this planet. So what happens when Jupiter and Mercury are looking at each other? Well, first of all, obviously this person craves knowledge, craves information. They have the best ability to attain information. They may not be good at business, okay? And I'm not saying that they are or aren't. I'm just saying, as an example, they may not be good at business, but they're good at looking at the profits and losses. They're seeing what is happening, analytics. They're good at analytics, but how to use it and make money off of it is not their concern with this mutual aspect. They love that information. And this naturally makes a person a counselor, advisor, teacher, because this energy is constantly flowing. And wherever house axis this is happening is, and in general, especially in those houses, you will be a natural counselor. But here, there's a reason why they say that Mercury is the enemy of Jupiter. Although Mercury isn't, more like Jupiter being the enemy of Mercury, because Jupiter has fixed principles. Jupiter likes to stick to things and follow them. It doesn't matter if you're an Orthodox Jew, if you're a Muslim, or if you are a, hardcore Hindu. that everything is Jupiter. You're following this strict principles. Mercury comes in, Mercury wants to divert it. Mercury wants to kind of break things up. Mercury becomes curious about everything. He's like, it's okay, I don't need to do fast today. Sure, this is, it's Tuesday. I need to fast, but nah, I don't want to. I'd rather go out and just hang out with my friends and party and drink. And this is where the axis of Mercury and Jupiter in conjunction or in mutual aspect causes this rift, where a person becomes a bit indecisive in their principles. They love to learn about the principles. They love to, know about what is the written law or what is the principle. But this energy of Mercury, because remember, it's not just Jupiter impacting Mercury, Mercury is also impacting Jupiter. So this person is simply about mostly the talk. The principle of it can be lost in that curiosity. You're just curious to learn about Hinduism, the Vedas, and astrology. You don't really want to practice it. You don't really want to go into it. But at the same time, this mutual reception of Jupiter makes a person extremely intelligent. They're very good at learning things, memorizing things. Like if you want somebody to quote some astrological sloka or some Vedas, they'll know. If they have studied it, they'll tell you after even 3 years. But to put that into principle, it really then determines the sign where Jupiter and Mercury are placed in. Like Jupiter and Mercury, especially when this occurs in like a dual sign. See, dual sign represents like change. Dual sign is all about making a change, bringing a change. So in changing signs, that strict principle can be changed through persuasiveness. Somebody can come and sell you a different religion, you'll believe it. But let's say in earth signs, that fixed signs is where you will see this principle go to a point where they not only practice it, they preach it. But overall, this is a very curious mutual aspect. This person wants to learn. That's the bottom line. They want to learn. They may not implement what they learn, but the more knowledge they attain, the more this axis gets energized. The more this axis dances. But the only where Jupiter feels agitated is like, come on, Mercury, make a decision and stick with me here. So that's something you have to know. And especially this mutual aspect is very good for writing. A career or a field in writing, accounting, and finance becomes excellent. Because remember, Mercury is writing, significator of writing. Jupiter is a significator of publishing. When both of them are looking at each other, a person has the capacity to write and publish what they have written. And both of them are counselors, teachers, advisors. Mercury takes a more realistic approach. Jupiter takes a more philosophical approach. This mix becomes very, very good. It's like, when you go to a car sales, when you go to buy a car, you come across a salesman who relates to you on a very philosophical way. He finds out what you do and he tells you a story about what you have done. You connect with him personally. So that philosophical, outside the boundaries of salesmanship, that friendship occurs. But then that Mercury is there. He's trying to use that Jupiterian knowledge to sell you something. Announce that, wow, this is the great car. For your business, for what you do, this is it. So it becomes a very, very great mutual aspect. And the only thing you just have to see is that indecision, that change is there. Because remember, Mercury is change. Especially the sign of Gemini and Virgo are far more dual signs, far more changeable, transformative signs than Sagittarius and Pisces. Because Mercury represents change. This is why Mercury rules the morning hour and the evening hour. Why? Because day and night are changing. Twilight comes into the middle and changes day into night. So signs ruled by Mercury are the ones that can just change from one place to the other. Right now, this person's a vegetarian. Now they're not. Now this person is a religious person. Now they're not. Now this person is a Democrat. Now they're a Republican. And that's how you want to understand this concept of Mercury and Jupiter. When they're looking at each other, definitely pay attention to the sign. The sign placement here will give that anchor to these planets. Okay? So guys, this was my analysis of Jupiter and Mercury mutual aspect. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your Mercury is, where your Jupiter is, all your other planetary replacements, all my books and consultations, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow with our class on Magha Nakshatra. Okay? Bye-bye.